Robot and the Bear. Robot and the Bear. Robot and the Bear. Robot and the Bear. Robot and the Bear.
And we are live.
Robot and the Bear.
We're live. Okay, so, man, awesome. Here it goes. Another week passes by very quickly.
Yep.
We are in October.
Happy October.
Yeah, man.
How's
October.
it going?
Good, man.
Good.
October, but it's a very fast-moving year, I suppose, just like normal.
I know.
Yeah?
This is episode 31.
Wow.
Which is like...
When did we start?
We started in February or March.
Oh, so we started in 2019?
Yes.
Wow. Hey, that's pretty
good.
Yes.
Yeah, we've been trying. Like, I think we've missed like 1 or 2 weeks,
Right. Well, we can make it up if we really want to. If you want us to make that up, we can make that up.
We can make that up.
Tonight if you want. I mean, shit. But, yeah. So, yeah, today is Tuesday, October 1st. I guess those things start, like, is it Drawloween or Halloween drawing?
It's Inktober,
Yeah.
Sculptober.
There's a lot, huh? There's like 20 different kinds probably.
I was actually thinking about doing that. Like, I was maybe like after I'm done with this, I'll probably go back to the studio, draw up something, and probably every day I'll do a new drawing and try and sell it.
Oh, and make sure you sell it.
Yeah.
Yes. The bottom line. It has to be sold.
It has to be sold.
Yeah.
It has to be sold.
Yeah.
So it's but I don't know. We'll see. It's so much work. It's so much work doing the mailing. Like it's like the drawing part's fun, but like the packing and mailing and like it's like I don't want to fucking do this, but it could be helpful.
Yeah. So who's going to start the top fives today?
I'll start the top 5.
Okay.
All right. Let me crack open the old top 5 list. All right. So this past weekend, I saw First Love by the amazing and the twisted Takashi Miike.
Whoa.
Yeah, it
Legend.
is a uber violent, Yakuza kind of romp across Tokyo, and I honestly I walked away thinking this is probably one of Miike's best Yakuza movies. He's kind of known for 2 different genres of films right now. He's known for Yakuza films and the bloodiest of samurai movies.
So that's he did a lot of other weird movies before.
Yeah, he's done like Yatterman as a live action. I bought the DVD of that but never watched it. But I would say this is probably a close number 2 now to 13 Assassins.
Wow. So what does First Love mean? I mean, is that like a big giveaway to?
No. I went and saw this with my buddy Vince, and like we were talking about the movie afterwards, and both kind of realized like, what did First Love? I mean, like I guess like the protagonist and the 2 protagonists, the male and the female characters, it could be considered their quote unquote first like loves. Because they're both like fucked up characters. But like it doesn't even really kind of get there. Like you never see the characters like share a kiss or like hold hands. I think they hold hands. I mean, when they're running for their lives, I think they're holding hands. But like that's kind of what you do, I think, when you're like running for your life.
Especially if there's is it a male and a female running for their lives?
Yeah.
One of them's going to be faster than the other.
Yep.
And that faster one's going to pull the other one.
Exactly.
That's just how shit happens.
That is how shit happens.
Yeah.
So
is it present day?
Yes, it is a present day film, and it's only screening in 1 theater in Southern California.
Wow.
It's screening at the New Art on Santa Monica and
Just
Sawtelle.
up the street. Is there any actors in it that are of note that you've recognized or?
Not really, because I'm not that dialed into Japanese cinema, but I do know that the main actor from the Tokyo Ghoul films is the main actor in this film.
I see.
So Tokyo Ghoul is this manga turned anime turned live action movie. That's actually pretty good too.
Right.
If you can get past the really bad CG. I mean, it's not really bad. It's just like obviously CG. But of course, I don't even know like when something isn't obviously CG. Like, like.
Well, that means they're maybe doing a good job. I don't know.
Yeah, like yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
so like, but I mean, like when arms turn into tentacles, that's obviously CG.
Right.
When like wings of blood sprout out of your back, that's obviously CG.
And it's not a blood packet.
No,
Okay.
and they control it like their actual
Right.
wings or some
Okay.
shit like that.
All right.
That's a Tokyo
Gotcha.
Ghoul thing. Anyways, my number 2 involves one of my personal favorite things, and that is Japanese candy.
Well, that's
Yeah.
a good thing.
Yeah, Japanese make the best fucking candy.
Okay, so do you think they make the best gummies?
Well, that's actually what I brought to the table today.
So I've heard others say absolutely not. The greatest is in Sweden, because they have a lot of Swedish gummy candy. Germany, of course, and then of course American, right?
Look,
So
what?
just-
if you're only content with gummy bears, then fine. We'll give the gummy bears, specifically bear-shaped gummy candy, to the fucking Swedes and the Germans.
Right.
But when it comes to gummy candy in general,
What about Swedish fish?
that's not gummy candy in my eyes.
Kind of gummy.
It's kind of it's like a kind of
It's
more
a
like
hybrid, isn't it? It's like a
gummy
jelly.
Yeah, a jelly gummy candy.
Oh, yes, it's a jelly. It is not exactly gummy. It's more kind of jelly.
Yes,
Gotcha. But I
exactly.
still like those too.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
love Swedish fish.
Yeah.
I even like the multicolored Swedish fish.
Oh, me too.
But this is something that I actually discovered a long time ago in one of my second trips to Japan, and I found it here in a Japanese supermarket recently in Little Tokyo, and that is gummy candy for men.
Tough gummy. Fuck, what is that?
It
Okay,
is,
wait, let
and
me-
here's another one. Here's Fettuccine's
Oh,
own hard boiled.
What that's like John Woo movie, right?
Yeah,
here.
exactly. And this is a cola flavored gummy that is not very sweet. It's probably more sour than it is sweet because there's a kind of a fizzy sour thing going on for it. But like, yeah,
wow.
I just kind of thought it's amazing. And like
Tough gummy.
if I recall, those aren't very sweet either.
Sour powder.
Yeah, so it's a little sour.
Yeah.
a little more tart. Lightly sweet.
Wow,
Maybe
okay.
even like a firmer kind of gummy. Like I'm a kind of a fan of the old gummy bears. Like when gummy bears have been sitting around for a long time and they're a little bit more toothy.
Right.
But yeah, so like the Japanese think of everything. They even have Pocky for men. I
Yeah.
just think this entire like men's candy line thing from Japan is amazing. So it's like, yeah, it's.
So are females kind of going to eat this just because it says for men?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Because like I eat the female candies, the
Sure.
gummies too. Like they have these weird fruit ones that apparently are it's written in Japanese, so I can't fucking read it. But
Wait, so what makes a man candy here? Like, what is
it's
it?
a tough candy.
I know, but why can't females like have the
Because they're
Is it
not-
just more
'cause
sour?
they're-
Is it more sour?
Because they're delicate flowers.
Okay.
I'm just kidding, ladies. I'm just
Okay.
kidding.
Well,
you
there's
know?
no ladies who listen to this. So, yeah.
But like, yeah, I think that the candy's a little bit firmer. It's a little more sour. It's less sweet. And look at these like ambiguous shapes.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, yeah.
cubes
Yeah.
and rectangles.
Rectangles.
Like it's not flowery. It's not like shaped like
or
fruit.
or no heart shapes.
No heart
Oh,
shapes. It's not
aw.
shaped like a cola bottle. It is pure
Right.
masculine geometry.
Square. Like a square jaw.
I'm going to try one of these right now.
I want to try one too, as a matter of fact.
Yes, please.
So we were trying tough gummy.
Gummies. Yes.
Tough gummy, which is actually the okay. Wait, I'm gonna get a red one and a green one. Okay.
Yeah, go for it.
So this pouch is also like what, black on the top.
Black.
Tough is in gold.
Yeah, and red.
yeah.
Red
I'm
like
gonna try
blood. I'm gonna,
Oh yeah.
it's tough.
Yeah. It's tough. Wow.
No, this might have something to do with the fact that, they take a slow boat from Japan to our supermarkets. Or
It's tough.
I think it was like this when I tried it.
So this is really good. And that was ume flavor for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Ume, like pickled plum. Very good.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, and sour.
Mm-hmm.
But a very good texture. Like wonderful texture.
It's a great texture.
Yeah, like, and it's also not sticky kind of gummy. You know, there's gummies that aren't sticky.
Right.
This is actually like a really clean, but yet chewy, but still it's not sticky.
Right.
Yeah.
So you think that's because I think
ume.
it has a cherry kind of flavor.
I'm pretty sure it's ume.
I'm sure you're probably right.
Yeah.
And now we're going to try the green one.
Oh, it's also really good.
Yeah. Yeah. It appeals to our masculine senses.
I don't even know what flavor that is. It's also some kind of plum. I don't know. I can't even read it.
They do green plums in Japan, right?
They do. The green plum, often they drink that, put that in like shochu and stuff, like in alcohol. Mm-hmm. But that shit was good. Wow. Tough gummy.
Tough gummy.
Shit.
Yeah. Gummies for men.
That might be one of my favorites right there. Seriously. Wow.
Well, the next time I'm in Little Tokyo, I'll grab you. I'll buy you a pack.
Shit. Yeah. It gets a profanity. Tough gummy, everyone. Get tough gummy. What about this hard boiled? Do we dig into that?
Please. I've already dug into it. You know,
okay.
I usually can eat 1 or 2 pieces and I'll be like, fine.
So this is hard boiled. Another candy for those at home.
By Fettuccine.
Yeah.
It's a cola flavored candy. It has a lot of red and yellow.
Softer texture.
Yeah.
Maybe harsher crystals of...
yeah, like it's not sugar. It's something else. I don't even know what the textures are.
Oh, but that one, it's because it's flatter, that just went away quick. I mean, it is good. It is amazing. But that shit went away too fast.
Because, here's another thing. Like, in the supermarket here on Sawtelle, they sell, like, feminine candy. They sell candy that apparently... provides the vitamins and minerals that are good. Like, say, if you're on your period, it says on the packaging in Japanese. That's what I think that's what, like, some of our Japanese friends who are fluent in Japanese have mentioned. And I'll just grab another one from the bag and put it in my mouth and going, good to know. So yeah.
So Jim McKenzie's on, and he wrote, "I'm a lady," because we said only dudes listen. Of course, Jim McKenzie. When you're looking one way, that dude is the other way.
He is.
Like, I'm just like thinking, oh yeah, it's gonna be a sculpture, and I look at that sculpture, I'm like, fuck, that's a sculpture. Anyway, so okay, and then whoever Kawaii Booty Boy 9000, whoever you are,
yes,
he wrote, "This is making me crave gummies. Laugh out loud. Manly gummies in particular."
Yes.
Yes. Well, Kawaii Booty Boy.
Yep.
Are you what do you call
if you're anywhere in Little Tokyo, these gummy candies can be found at the Murakami supermarket.
Wow.
That's the one where the bookstore's above it, right?
I think that's Marukai. I'm not even sure. I think so.
Because there's one. I think the Nijima or is the
Nijio?
is the one that's in the shopping center, right?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, it's the other one, right next to the Columbia Shuttle Monument.
And Marukai also, I think, are very separate from like Nijiya and Mitsuwa. They seems like they import their own stuff.
Right.
Maybe they have a just different distribution system, so they're actually bringing different things in.
They got
I noticed that.
pretty good candy there. I'll say they have a very impressive candy tree.
It is proven right now.
Yeah.
With manly candy.
Manly gummy.
Yeah.
So
that gummy candy's good though.
Yeah,
Man.
it's good. It's really good.
I just want to chill out and eat gummy candy. Anyway.
Just sit back, watch TV, listen to the podcast, eat gummy candy.
You know what? We should do that together.
Yes.
Okay. Anyway, all right. These are amazing. I'll eat the whole bag.
Okay, I'll tuck them away until like we need a snack.
Fuck. That's what I'm saying. Like really ecstasy, really good.
Yeah.
And we just ate Tsujita noodles just to fill you guys in.
I know.
We ate amazing ramen and tsukemen. We actually had ramen, then tsukemen.
And tsukemen.
So we went balls out.
Yeah.
And then now we're eating fucking amazing gummies.
Yep. Japanese, man, like they really know how to bring it. They really do. Not that like the Chinese and the Koreans don't know how to bring it, and the Vietnamese don't know how to bring it. Like they bring it in their own, in the Thai and all the other like Asian, they bring it too. But like man, they don't bring it in the gummy fucking.
Vietnamese gummies are the best. I'm just kidding.
I have no idea.
I just made that up.
I have no idea.
Yeah.
One of these days, I'd like to find out for myself.
Awesome.
So my number 3 is I need reading glasses.
Oh,
yeah. I'm getting old. Like I'm holding my phone like a foot and a half away from my face.
Yep.
And I'm like, shit.
That's why I got glasses, and these glasses take care of that.
Yeah.
And they actually. So I went. Just so you know, I got glasses before, and I was being a cheapskate. So I got the frames, and I got my prescription, and I got it online, like an online person to like do the prescription for me.
Oh, you did one of those.
They put the glass in the eyeglasses, and it came and it works.
Right.
The thing is, they're not as man. If you go to a really good place,
Yeah.
they'll measure like where your eye level is and when you look down, and it's so much better when you get it done right.
Okay, see that was something I was going to ask.
Otherwise, you're going to look like an old man, like going like like knocking your head back, so you're looking at the very bottom of your glasses.
Right.
It means they're just not adjusted right for your face and your eye.
Okay.
So when it's better, it's a much less notice. You're not looking like an old grandpa. You're a little better looking at, because my glasses here are, what do you call it? It has has the close-ups.
Oh,
and
the bifocals?
It's got both actually, and it's transitioned perfect. You can't tell. And I feel like I'm not like looking down trying to look at my nostrils or something. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I feel like much better about the way these are. But my last glasses that I got done cheaply were kind of fucked up.
See, like,
so skimp on that, you'll be sorry.
Our buddy, Jesse J-Roo, like, I think he has like Daiso reading glasses, because you could go to Daiso and get like, cheap reading glasses.
CVS, Rite Aid, you can do it. You can get that.
Yeah.
And just for that, you can.
But
yeah, and you could just try them on there and go, oh, this one's pretty good, and go at it. But
you highly recommend the optometrist.
I'm very happy I did that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to.
So I tend to leave glasses on though, which is maybe worse. I now wear glasses all the time, which, I mean, for a long time I was going without it. But now that I can see close nicely and farther nicer, I guess, I just leave them on more, and I seem to be happier with that.
Right.
Because I was having a problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to make an appointment.
But I feel really good
tomorrow.
about. I mean, these glasses, the frames and the lenses. This was an expensive set, man.
Right.
But you know what? No gripes. Totally worth it.
Totally worth it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, a quick shout out to my buddy Anson Lee, who's watching us on the live stream.
Anson Lee.
Anson Lee. He's met him in the Philippines. Really good guy. Really big art collector.
Awesome.
I'm hoping to be back in Manila in March. So hopefully see you.
You'll buy a piece, hopefully.
Hopefully. That'd be amazing.
Yeah, Anson.
And
all these artists need support. Thank you.
Yes,
Thanks for being
do.
part of that. Yeah.
My number 4 is I have impeachment fever.
Ooh.
Like I have been like on the fucking like YouTube has been playing nothing but news for me, like, for the past, since this weekend.
Right.
It's been so exciting.
Right.
And it's just like literally watching a beautiful slow motion, train wreck.
What about this whistleblower?
I hope they protect him.
Uh-huh.
I hope they protect him, because like he or she is there is a good percentage of our population that wants to see that person dead.
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, but I kind of want to know who they are.
Oh, I do too.
So I kind of want to see who they are, and then I don't want to see them die. But
yeah, I don't know whether or not it'll ever get. I mean, it will eventually. It'll probably get out in our lifetimes, but like.
Oh, you don't think it's going to happen in the next like 2 weeks? It's like,
know.
Trump's going to be holding a guy by the hair, going, "This was the whistleblower," and you know what I'm saying, like very, gangster style.
Like or the
cartel style.
Cartels.
Yeah.
I don't know. I hope that like, they reveal the whistleblower after their whatchamacallit?
Impeachment.
After either the impeachment or their whatchamacallit, when they talk to Congress, the House. So
there are like, man, I just from like reading news and stuff, it happens often. A person dies before testifying, right?
Right.
I mean, you want to believe, no one's just offing people. It's just they're, natural causes, right? But no.
No.
People are getting offed, man.
Yeah.
It happens too many times where I'm reading going, oh, the person died before testifying. What?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
It's happened many times.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who's the guy that died? Was it one of the Me Too people that the person was going to testify against somebody died?
Oh, what's his name?
Is that Kevin Spacey?
No,
Did that happen to him?
no.
Okay.
It wasn't Kevin Spacey. It was, what's his name?
One of them got away with it.
The millionaire.
The millionaire. Not Epstein, not
Bill
Cosby.
Or not those guys?
I don't know. Just somebody, one of them died, and it was just like, what?
Because Epstein died.
Oh, Epstein died. I'm talking about people testifying against, someone was probably murdered.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it happens.
So, I think that,
Tell me about this fever, though.
Man, it's just such a delight. I was a little bit bummed that yesterday and today have been kind of slow news cycles, because for over the weekend and when and most of last week it has just been like one development after another development after another development. There were developments, they realized that Trump was contacting the Australian fucking prime minister about having him helping him out and this and that.
How can this Australian dude help? What's he gonna do?
Play
the didgeridoo and just what can they really do?
I think that okay, are we good?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Yeah, I think that from my understanding, they were asking him to look for information concerning the.
They have great hackers or something.
I think.
Oh, they have Kim.com.
What?
Kim.com. I'm just kidding. What? You mega uploads guy. That big dude.
Oh, I didn't even know he was Australian.
I think so, or something. I think it's.
Are torrents still a thing?
I don't know. I haven't used it in a while, but Kim.com, I think he was from down there somewhere. Yeah. And cute, he can hack. Yeah,
I was just downloading some albums last night, but I was actually buying them off of Bandcamp.
Awesome.
Because I
think musicians probably actually get more money, right?
Right. Well, yeah, exactly. I think they just get a majority. They would ask for a state price for the download, and you could add more or less, and usually it's like $4.85, and I'm like, fuck, just take the $5 fucking dollars, man.
Wow. Yeah.
And and I could download the a 320 whatever
the high quality
MP3. Right. So I wanted to support the artists, but anyways, and my number 5 or my number 1, depending on how you look at it, is hoodie weather.
What? Yes. We're
It's-
both wearing hoodies, aren't
We're both
we?
rocking hoodies
Yes.
right now, and it's not because it's too cold in the gallery. It's because it's been nice and chilly in general. I'm wearing my armor again. I feel like a whole human being again.
Yeah.
It's literally, this is one of my favorite times of the year. When the air just starts getting a little bit cooler, and I get to wear a hoodie and just have to layer it up a little bit, just a little bit. I don't like heavy jacket weather. I just like hoodie weather. I just want to put that sweater on.
I
and
hear
it's
ya.
be comfortable.
Awesome.
So that's
Cool.
my top 5.
Awesome.
How about you, sir?
Number 1, Post-it Show.
What? That's right. I got the invitation.
Yes. So
Nice.
I didn't invite everybody yet, but one invitation did go out.
Yes.
So Post-it Show, December, whatever it is, first and second weekend of December.
Right.
And that'll be coming up. So those of you who know what you're doing, get to work. Post-it Show. This is not to be taken lightly.
I'm actually going to be out of town for the show, which means I have to turn my Post-its in early.
Ooh, for a first time. And then there's usually the second drop for those that kick ass at the first drop. So that will be you.
Oh.
So you should come to that.
Hopefully I'll be in town for that.
Okay, well, if you're not,
I'll create a second.
I'll still take the Post-its. Yeah, I'll take the cash. Thank you.
Yes.
Cash for 200. Thank you.
Yes. Wow. Nice. I'm excited.
Yeah.
What year is this?
I believe it's 15, but we have not properly counted. But I think it's 15 or 16. To be dead honest, I think it's 15.
You know,
Yeah.
I wasn't the first one at the old like location in Silver Lake.
Yeah, and it was at Junk Gallery, which technically the back wasn't ours. It was Junk.
Yeah, that was 15. It's been 15 years, I think.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, because like I remember that show, and thinking to myself, why aren't I in this show? I could fucking kick ass in this show.
I believe that was 25 artists only.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, I think it's 25 artists only.
Yeah.
So it wasn't that much. Mm-hmm. Yeah, compared.
Is it kind of like an open submission thing? Are you taking anybody's work?
No. No, we've never have. No.
No.
There's been some that are so bad that we don't even put them in. They go into a drawer and then I mail them back afterwards.
Right.
Yeah. So no.
So
there's no open submissions. Don't even just send shit in and unsolicited.
So are there rules for this show?
Yeah, basically do your art on a 3x3 Post-it.
It has to be a Post-it.
Make sure you use a Post-it. I mean, don't just cut a piece of paper.
A lot of people do that.
Yeah, and those all go into a different section. They don't
Not always. As long as it's a 3x3, because you usually reinforce with double stick tape.
Yeah, but we know when it's a Post-it or not. We look at it. If it's not a Post-it, it's just like a watercolor paper,
right.
and it's not a Post-it. Oh, no, absolutely not.
I own like a Soy Milk that was done that way.
But wasn't it on a Post-it?
No.
Maybe we took it off.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Well, that's soy milk. Come on now. First off, let's call it what it is. That's soy milk. It's okay.
If you're an art star,
it's okay.
We'll take what we can get.
Yeah, exactly. Those Post-its showed up and they smelled great and they were just amazing. So yes, it's okay. Gosh.
As long as it's 3x3.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, but
But
sure.
even if you're an art star and it's a 4x4, you're going on the.
You're going onto the asshole wall. Yeah, there's an asshole wall. But make sure they don't connect. They're hung individually. Write your name on the back.
You know
stuff
what?
Like that. But don't try to use a Post-it. It matters.
You know what I remember like from the Post-it show. There was this crazy Smurf orgy piece. Do you remember the Smurf orgy?
Okay, that was that Jeff McMillan?
Oh,
yeah,
it
from
was
Long Beach. Jeff McMillan.
It was great. He
is great.
It was tiled together so that it was all these like Smurfs in like
orgy positions,
in sexual positions.
Yes,
and but then you had to break it apart.
Yep,
and
no choice.
Yeah.
Well, there was a year where we didn't break them apart, and people were doing what looked like advertisements almost. It's like, here's me, and it's like they did a 3x4, three Post-its across, 4 up.
Yeah.
And it's like, what's going to prevent somebody from just writing lukechew.com on Post-its and then making you hang it? It's like,
right.
Yeah, that kind of shit could happen. I'm not saying people would do that, but it just becomes a big advertisement for themselves. And no,
not anymore.
No.
Not anymore.
Nope.
Okay.
We're not going to take it.
No. Okay. Cool.
Yep. We get enough good shit that we can leave those in the drawer.
Does the show get bigger and bigger with every year?
It has. More artists, but the amount of Post-its stay roughly the same.
Right.
I mean, maxed out. I mean, it's like 3,000 plus Post-its. 3,000 works of art.
3,000 works of art.
Come get it.
Yeah, $25 each.
Come get it. Should we make them more this year?
30.
Maybe.
I think so.
I don't know, but
I think so.
We don't know. Maybe.
$30 is not too much to ask for, but then some of them are really kind of shitty too.
There is that. So 25 kind of evens it out, right? You get the amazing, and then you get the ones that maybe are less amazing.
Like Nathan Oda always kills it.
Yeah, he does.
He always kills it. Then I'll just do some really phoned in shit.
Oh, but people always buy yours. I mean, seriously, they always do. So it's okay.
But once in a while, I'll do pretty good.
Yeah,
So
I think you're good.
I'm
fine.
I'm across the board.
Yeah, it's true. If it's a bear, it's sold.
Yep.
Yeah. If sometimes it's something else, it's a little tougher.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Anyways, I'm not sure what I'm going to do this year for it, but I need to rethink Post-it notes and what they mean to me.
Yeah.
So.
And I get Edwin Ushiro uses used Post-its. He collects used Post-its and actually does art on top of those. So he's actually using Post-its that are used. Yeah.
That's
You know what I'm
awesome.
saying? With notes and shit from other people. They're not his. They're other people's.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
But you don't see the notes anymore usually.
You do. I mean, if you look through, you can totally see it.
Oh.
Yeah. Every year, I'm like, oh, these are used Post-its.
So he's reappropriating like.
Post-its for what they are. Yeah.
Wow.
So you can't do that.
No,
It's done.
no,
He's the only one that does that. Actually.
no, that I will leave that with the dominion of Edwin Ushiro.
Yeah.
Because he's awesome.
Yes, he is.
So-
That's some thinking right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it is.
That's art. That's art. Number 2, Rob Sato's talk.
Oh, I
Rob
missed
Sato
it.
did a talk here for a closing night event party, closing evening party, I guess you would say, and it was a good time.
Nice.
And he made his art more complicated by writing it out ahead of time. Because he wrote it, it was really complicated.
Yeah.
Like way complicated, but you can follow it, but it was just like, whoa, this stuff's complicated.
He is a reader.
Yeah, and I guess he can write too. So I was like, oh my God. Like it felt like he was reading out of a textbook. Yeah.
That's a little bit of a bummer, but
Yeah.
just a little bit, not like a big bummer. Just a bit.
It
of
was
one.
fine.
You know,
It was fine. It wasn't that long,
But like,
mean,
I love the way he described like these eruption pieces, like
Yeah.
on the podcast. You know, did he add like more to his like ideas?
He did, and there was just so many that I forgot. Literally, at the time I was like, "Whoa, yeah, whoa, awesome, yeah, okay." And then like 5 minutes later, just like when you meet somebody and you forget their name.
Oh, that happens to me all the
So
time.
it was like that. I was like, "What did he say again?" Because I have my own like preconceived stuff that always is like number one.
Yes.
And then like all the stuff he said, I'm like, oh yeah. Then I'm like, wait, I have my ideas, and those are like I remember those more.
Right.
Yeah, unfortunately. So yeah, it would be tough for me to recite what he said. I wouldn't even want to try, but I mean, I was listening. Yeah, it was rad.
I wish I was there, but like,
Oh, it's okay. You saw Takashi Miike's movie instead,
that
and you
evening.
brought gummies, so all is forgiven. All's good, So
it's the gummies that really like are the
dude, you don't even know how good those are. So good.
Oh, well, whenever you want to bust in.
Yeah, I know.
they're here.
I'm gonna show you my manliness by eating a tough
Tough
gummy.
gummy.
yeah, tough. Anyways, number 3, LACMA Yoshitomo Nara show in 2020.
I was shocked by that.
I think it was something like April or May, all the way to December or something like something
that's
like that.
great.
Must be a serious show. I think it's on a second or third floor of one of those buildings. I don't know. One of the new parts of the buildings, and it'll probably be a pretty epic show.
Oh, it's probably like how they have that contemporary art building.
It must be that.
With
Yeah.
like the gigantic.
I can't remember the guy's name. Like there's a name of the name of the gallery of it. I don't remember. But yeah, it's probably be there. It's probably gonna rock. And the flyer or whatnot is one of his paintings of one of his girl characters, I guess. And
Guess it's time for me to renew my LACMA membership. I let it go because I moved away from Mid City and just didn't have the time to go out there all the time.
But nonetheless, that's coming. So I want
Exciting.
for those of you who ask, what's he been doing? What's he doing? Well, that's what he's doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's going big.
Well, you could also follow him on Instagram.
You can, but LACMA, that's
LACMA.
big.
That is big.
This isn't some little gallery.
Yeah.
This is this is LACMA.
Yeah, it's like the equivalent of Murakami's MOCA show, but not quite.
Maybe even bigger because it's LACMA.
Do you think so? Okay.
LACMA seems more endowed than MOCA, but I wouldn't know.
You think so?
It's way bigger, isn't it?
It is a pretty big campus.
It's way bigger, so I would assume so.
It's a huge campus, but
what do I know?
the MOCA
I
is
don't know
three different areas.
Yeah.
It's the Grand Street, the First Street, and then like the School of Design.
Oh, fuck that one. That doesn't count.
I never even been to that one.
No, you didn't see Super Flat there?
No, that was before my time.
Oh, okay. Because
Yeah.
Super Flat was there, and it did rock. But that's the only... I think I might have went there once after, and that's the only time I went. That show put that spot on the map, not the other way around.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. What about like when we had Brando on, we were talking about like shows like the
Helter Skelter.
Helter Skelter.
Oh, that was amazing. I went to that.
Was that
Very
at
amazing.
the
Temporary, contemporary.
Temporary?
Yeah.
Was that a
Geffen Temporary.
it's the Geffen.
Yeah, the Geffen Contemporary. Yeah, it's still MOCA.
Right.
It's on first. Yeah.
Right. Oh, okay.
And that was epic.
Wow.
Yeah. I think Murakami cited Helter Skelter as being like a really influential for him to do a show like Super Flat.
Oh.
So he wanted to create something that was on that scale of Super Flat. So of Helter Skelter.
Right.
So he did a Super Flat.
Oh, interesting.
Because he kept citing Helter Skelter, and I was like, dude, I actually went to the opening of that, and
Or he was just the biggest Charles Manson fan.
I don't think
Backslash, Beatles.
maybe I don't know. He's of age. Maybe so.
Maybe. Yeah.
So Yoshitomo Nara coming sooner than you think.
Have you been looking at his? Yeah, you haven't been looking at his new one?
I don't really look at his stuff on Instagram. I mean, no.
There's a lot of wannabe Naras out there.
Oh,
actually.
we had this conversation about the wannabe Naras.
There's
there's a bunch.
many of them.
One of them was in this Let's Eat show, but I don't know if those are a wannabe.
Yeah,
Nara.
but he's not like 150,000 followers. Like
there's like popular Nara ripoffs.
Ripoffs, yeah,
yeah.
stupid popular
Yeah.
Nara ripoffs. Like
Yeah.
fucking I like so many other artists, and I will just look at this guy's work and go like, what the fuck, man? You're just fucking doing a Nara thing, and it's not even nearly as good, But you have like a bazillion fucking followers, and like Murakami's fucking taking pictures with you, and fucking
I forgot that guy's name, but yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
It's a very it's not right.
Yeah, it kind of bugs.
It bugs.
It kind of bugs.
Yeah.
My
And I think
goodness.
Nara actually made a comment about that artist.
Oh, really?
Yeah, basically said something about it. Oh, he said something like to the effect of you can do that, but you won't. It doesn't have the soul of what mine has, type of thing.
That's actually one of the things that I've always loved about like Nara's stuff. Like when I'd see his stuff at Plum and Poe, like the work, it's just a character. It's just a fucking character, sitting in like whatever, and like you just like you look at the eyes, you look at the way he renders the characters, and the way he builds color and builds depth on it, and it's just like wow, like there is a soulfulness about his work.
Yeah.
So you were telling me that like despite how simple his
a line drawing, pen drawing,
right, but
took a goddamn long time. I was sat there and I was like, okay, just draw this really quick, bro. Kind of like that. But no, I mean, he can do that. I'm sure he does it, but for me, he actually spent more time, turned up music. I think, he turned up the music, walked to the other side of his studio, which was kind of like maybe the size of this gallery.
right.
But he walked to the other side. I'm like, oh, I don't get to watch you. Like, he just kind of took it to himself, turned on the music loud, got a cigarette out, chilled out, looked at the paper for a while, and started drawing. But I was like, 1 minute kind of a deal, and it's like, no, it took a much longer than 1 minute.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how long it was, but I remember I was going, fuck, this is taking a lot longer than I thought. I thought he was just going to whip one out real quick and go, here you go.
Right.
No. And it was a one color, simple, but I realized it took a while.
Wow.
Yeah.
So he's like very deliberate, very focused.
That man was driven.
Wow.
Yeah. It's real.
Wow.
That shit's no joke.
Interesting.
Not even, I mean, it was just a drawing in a sketchbook, not a big deal, I thought.
Right.
But he put a lot into it. So, yeah. I mean, I've seen
Were you at his studio?
Yeah, I went to a studio, and someone once said that he has studios all over the place.
Oh, really?
I don't know if that's true. Like, he borrows studios, but he was in LA in Venice at a studio there.
Oh.
And I went there.
Do you think he's in LA and like preparing for will be in LA working on the show?
Maybe. I don't know.
It makes sense that he would be.
Yeah.
Like, I remember that one big Murakami exhibition at the Geffen.
Yeah.
Like apparently he camped out there for a while.
Oh, really?
At the building. Like,
wow.
Like trying to, I read something about it. Like, kind of like really like feeling the space and
right.
like deciding on how to, have work displayed or some shit like that.
Huh.
Well, I mean, like it was a big retrospective show. So like,
serious shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That can,
Fucking Nara. Fucking Nara.
Fucking Nara.
That guy.
He's the man.
This Sunday or Saturday? Fuck, I forgot. I think it's Sunday. I'll be at the Janum Kokoro Craft Fair.
Oh.
Yes. We have a little giant robot table. We do this every year at Janum, and there is some it's very Japanese American. There's a lot of like, rice bag shirts and I don't know, stuff like that.
What's a rice bag shirt?
I don't know, shirt made with a rice bag graphic from like way back like in the 70s.
Oh, really? Are these printed on? Or
Yeah. There's like that, and there's like a lot of like Maneki Neko T-shirts, and maybe there's greeting cards. And
Maneki Nekos are the lucky cats.
Lucky
right?
cat. Yeah, and there's some people who do ceramics. There's some cool stuff. Mm-hmm. But there's some stuff that I'm not too excited about.
Busy weekend this week.
So there's that, and then of course I have the show Revival here.
Revival.
That's on Saturday, featuring a lot of art, including yours.
Yes.
A lot of different artists and a lot of different works.
Nice.
Yeah, it's really hard to promote because I kind of don't know what's going in there until tomorrow. Yeah. I mean, I kind of have an idea, but there's so much stuff that I have no idea till I see
Where
it.
do you keep most of the leftover?
Some's here and some's at my old Giant Robot office.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the Giant Robot office, 5 blocks down.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's in there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was wondering, I remember visiting the old Giant Robot office a while ago when we were fishing for what was it? Back issues of the magazine, and it looked like the office hadn't been used since it was making the magazine.
Just storage, man. Yeah, just storage.
Yeah,
which is okay.
Yeah,
that's good. It's better than paying for storage. You know, how much paying for storage costs?
Yeah, I've got
sucks.
a freaking. I'm sharing a storage unit now, and I pay $125.
And it keeps going up. And then if you don't kind of think about it, next thing you know, you're going to be like, oh, my shit's been there for 5 years now.
Yeah, and now you're paying. You started with paying $75. Now it's $300.
Something like that. And then you're sort of like, well, and then you realize, oh, I haven't gone there in 6 months.
Right.
And that's kind of what I was doing. And I was like, oh, this is a big waste. I realized that they got me because I got my shit there, and I'm just being lazy.
Yeah.
And the prices keeps going up, and now I realized. Nah, man, just use storage that I'm already paying for.
Shit, man,
use my own, you know?
Paying for storage is kind of akin to fucking health insurance. I don't know about you, but I pay for my own health insurance, and every year or two I have to go look for a new provider because every year my health insurance will go up. I don't know, let's just say right now I'm paying just shy of $500 a month.
I'm a little higher, but yeah,
so
it's a lot.
It's a lot. So, and I want to, especially because I really do hope they figure out this healthcare thing by the next, presidential cycle. So, though I have a feeling that even if a Bernie Sanders or a progressive candidate does get elected, it'll probably just get stuck in fucking, political bureaucracy.
Not unless you get $1,000 a month.
Whoa!
The freedom dividend. If you're getting the freedom dividend, health insurance, you can pay for it right there, and then still have money to eat tsukemen.
Oh man!
And buy a tough gummy.
Look,
a case.
If Andrew Yang makes it to to months before the Democratic convention, he'll have my vote.
Wow.
He'll have my vote, but I don't think he will.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I got you. But isn't he still at 2% or 3% or 4%?
He might be at 4.
Yeah,
I think.
so he went from 3 to 4.
But that's a significant fucking jump.
Yeah,
there's a lot of fucking people there.
I know. Did you see though? Bernie Sanders just raised $32 million in the last quarter for his, and then Andrew Yang's got 1 or 2. Which it's not about the money, but dude, that's a big difference.
Yeah,
that's like a behemoth versus a rowboat,
Yeah, no. Well, compared to the $125 million that fucking Trump earned this quarter, or over the past 3 quarters. I mean,
fuck that.
But he's taking corporate money and this and that. So
jeez,
so whatever. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, so. But what's your number one?
Fairness.
We were talking about this earlier.
Yeah. I was just saying, I think I'm pretty fair in general, as far as people go. And I just wanted to say that. Yeah. That I think I'm pretty fair in general, but it backfires often.
Yeah.
From being fair instead of just whatever, taking more for myself or whatever it is. I think I'm pretty fair. It backfires a little bit sometimes, but you know what? That's all good.
Oh, I believe in fairness too. Fairness, I think, it has a lot to do with that, treating people the way you want to be treated.
Yeah. But I notice not everyone's fair.
No, but like,
world's not fair necessarily, but
Well, I mean, like, it also depends on the situation, right? Like, are we talking about a one-on-one thing, or are we talking about stuck in LA traffic?
Right. Oh no, that's unfair.
Yeah, that's like unfair to everyone. But the thing is that, like, it's like we were talking about earlier about the zipper on-ramp thing. Like, respect the zipper.
Yeah.
Like
zipper merge,
man.
Yes.
Like, fucking, like, if you're gonna fucking, like, pull some fucking, like, 2 cars in the fucking zipper fucking merge, fuck you.
Yep.
I am not gonna let that fucking happen in front of me.
Damn. You're gonna get into public freakouts on Reddit if you
unless I can see them from my window and they're like, please, can you let me through? And I'll be like, okay.
Yeah, if they ask, I usually am nice.
Yeah.
But sometimes, so again, that's people don't ask, they take.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's like,
so yeah.
Nope.
Yeah.
The zipper merge is an important thing.
Yeah, I think that was Albert Reyes had that whole thing where he tagged give. And he all of a sudden changed it to take because he goes, dude, I've been giving a lot and now it's time to take.
Wow.
So he started tagging take.
Actually, speaking of Albert Reyes, he has a show this month.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's
somewhere.
Yeah. It's I think it's in Venice or something like that. Or it's in downtown, I think. We should have him back on the show.
Yes. He always had, but he has he's doing something for Halloween.
He is doing
at a brewery.
Is he doing it like in downtown?
Instead of doing one at his house, I believe he's doing something at a brewery and building his whole thing.
Wow.
Building that big thing and getting paid.
What?
I don't know if he's securing the bag, but
I hope he secures the bag.
Albert, I hope you're securing the bag, dude.
Yes.
Anyway, so I think he's getting paid, and it'll be a good time, I'm sure.
That'll be great.
Yeah.
Yep. Fucking.
Yeah. He's an artist, man.
He
love
is.
it. Yeah.
He is definitely. I'm looking forward to seeing his show.
Yeah, he's such an artist that, man, he just breaks all the rules all the time, and it's okay. So yeah. Anyway, so that's the top 5s. Boom.
Nice. That was a good one. We know how to drag those things out. Pretty thorough.
Well, they're topics,
Yes. Yeah. No. Absolutely. I think that, like, it's always interesting. I think it's it's always interesting just because this is like a week encapsulated.
Yeah.
Like these are, and it's usually like pulling teeth to an extent. Like, we'll like meet up like an hour beforehand, and we're like, "Fuck, our top 5."
So one thing I wanted to ask, and man, I was thinking of, like, there's people. I think it's a question that there's no right answer. When do you sell your art? I mean, sorry, not your art that you make, but let's say I buy art,
right.
I have it. When do I sell it, and at what point, and at what value is it worth selling? Because there might be art that's like not worth selling. I'm like, I'll get like, I paid $200 for it, and I'll only get $50 if I sell it, right? So maybe not worth selling. You should just keep it. But yeah, at what point at what point do you sell something?
I guess you sell it when you're finally in a position where you just don't have the means to take care of it.
Yeah, or maybe you're kind of tired of it, or you grew out of it, or
right.
I don't know, all those things, right?
Right. Well, like, I always kind of feel like, when I guess it depends on the kind of art you're collecting, right?
Yeah.
Like,
but I guess I've had some art that people have like gone, oh, you should sell that, and I'm like, but at what point is that worth it? Like, like you could sell it and get some money, like let's say it's a few $1,000s or something, and I'm thinking, well, is that really worth me selling for a few $1,000s? I think I'd rather just keep it. Like, where's that? There's got to be a point where there's a formula where it's like, well, it's your monthly salary, worth your monthly salary times 4. Therefore, it's worth selling. Like, there's got to be a formula maybe that would make it worth it.
I don't think there's a formula at all. I mean, like,
okay. If someone said, hey, you could sell this thing that I maybe I moderately enjoy, but I'll get $200 for it. And I'm like, well, for $200, I'm not going to give it to you. I'm keeping it. Even if I moderately enjoy it, I'm still keeping it.
I guess, okay, no, I mean, you've been doing this, art gallery biz for 15.
Yeah, and I have not sold any of my personal collections. So
right.
That question's kind of an odd one, but
yeah, I've been collecting like original art now here and there, little bits, over the past, say, 10 years, maybe 12 years. And I always, every piece that I own kind of has a certain sentimental value to me.
Okay.
You know, because I don't own that much, you know, like I could probably like say I own like 15
things?
Yeah, 15 like
Wow.
other people's art.
Okay. That's not even that. I thought you would have a lot more.
No, I mean, like I've been meaning to do more trades, but like it's hard to.
Like you have like 1,000 Gundams, but you have 15 pieces of art.
I don't have 1,000. Maybe I have a couple hundred.
Like a couple, 200? I think more. I saw
Maybe,
there's 200 in your table. There's 400 in your garage. So okay, we got it.
Okay, I got I'm. Look, that's completely different from like
I know
a
I'm just
$20 fucking model kit versus a $200 or $2,000 painting is a completely different
that
thing.
HG shit or whatever it is looks like it's more than $20.
No, some of them are like 5, 10. No, some of them are 10. You know, the cheapest ones are like 7.
What about that master grade shit or whatever?
Yeah, they started. The lowest I think
That
is
shit's
25. You know, and then it goes up to like
Damn.
you know like upwards to like 100. You know, depending on like you know depending on how much you fucking. But here's the thing.
Yeah,
like,
go back
but,
to the
like,
artwork.
But the artwork thing is that like you know like when it comes to artwork, like you know artwork is just a lot more expensive, man.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
you
yeah.
know, like
for sure.
you know, and I think that like you know I you know and so like I'm more open to trading artwork,
But that's because you make art. But what about art that you've bought or acquired?
and I bought some pieces.
Yeah, the
before,
ones you
know.
acquired. Would you trade that? The stuff you acquired?
I wouldn't trade it with another artist. I'll trade my own work with another artist.
That's unfair. You make art. So.
You know, but the thing is that like it's you know, because it's like you know a tit for tat kind of thing. You know,
Sure.
like but the, you know the thing is that like I've got you have a bunch of art.
Sure. Well, I mean, I've been, you know, but I don't make art, so yeah, I'm on the other end. I'm getting art sometimes, and you know what I mean. It's like that.
So,
Yeah.
so like, do you ever buy work from your own gallery shows?
So I used to all the time, and now I sort of stopped. And I occasionally might get something when it's left over. I no
Right.
longer am taking the very first thing.
right.
Like I'm like, oh, this is such a great piece. I know it'll sell, so I'm like, well, let's.
You're
let
not
it-
getting that ball rolling on your own.
No, let's let a buyer like really have the chance to get something what I think's amazing that I wish I would get, but it's cool. Let someone else have it. I'm kind of like over having to be like all you know, all
Selfish.
for me. Yeah, absolutely.
You're being
not.
fair.
If it, damn, see, and therefore not getting the best piece. I'm getting like the leftover dreg. You know, even in Post-it Show, I don't get anything until you know. I think every year I get 1 or 2 Post-its, and that's it.
Yeah.
And every year,
I didn't include Post-its in that original art thing.
that doesn't count.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just too small and low
Well,
priced.
no, I mean, like, but you can buy like freaking like you know frames. I've got like
Oh, sure.
I've got David Mack that's on a frame.
Cool.
That frame.
Oh,
that's
I've seen
yeah.
beautiful like big collections in one frame. It looks so cool.
Oh, really?
Yeah, where someone has like 20 Post-its and it's in one frame and it looks so good.
Oh.
You know, and then yeah, but I know that you know.
Are they in square frames?
They're not individually framed. They're
No. I mean, like, is it a big square frame, like to reinforce the squareness of the Post-it?
The
note?
ones I seen weren't squares. But you know, there was Post-its in a formation that was like 4 by 5 or something. You know, 4 across, 5 down or something.
Yeah.
But man, that looks amazing. At first, I'm kind of like, nah. Then I look at it, I'm like, you know what? It looks really good together.
Yeah.
Because there's so much to see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Freaking. But here's the thing, like. You know, if you have a ton of fucking artwork, and it's impossible for you to display it all.
Just like you with the model kits,
Just like
impossible,
me.
possible for you to make them all and display them all.
And you don't know, man.
You're just gonna keep making. You're gonna keep getting more though before you could even finish.
It's true.
So, but the art is kind of the same. You're just collecting, and because you love it, and you collect, and you don't have enough wall space, but you still acquire more art.
Well,
and,
here's the thing: if you're buying art, I'm assuming that you have a pretty sizable place of your own. You know, like you got plenty of wall space in your place.
Yeah, but it doesn't mean I don't even put anything on
You
the
could
wall.
take down that Bruce Lee fucking poster.
But it's art. I got you. But it's one of those things. I mean, when you're the collectors that get hardcore about it are they don't even put the art on the wall, right? It's like going to in some kind of storage. like art storage.
Right.
And they have like a caretaker for the art storage, right?
Yeah,
That's
I
the
mean,
big-
like when you're dealing on that kind of level.
yeah.
Like freaking like Broad.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, that's the highest level. But you know what I'm saying? It's like there's people out there that just store it. It goes into a flat file.
What's the name of the Broad guy? It's Broad,
Eli?
right? Eli Broad.
Yeah.
I wonder if he's just like on like
Well, he's
days
really-
that get the museums closed, just walks in there and just jerks off.
Oh my God. He's really old though.
Yeah, it doesn't mean he,
Oh, he just takes the pill and then just whacks off like
whacks off.
for hours until he's raw.
Yeah. It's like and just
That is
rubbing at
horrible.
Jeff Koons fucking balloon.
Oh
fucking
my
piece and just
God.
jerking off.
Fuck.
And this is I'll leave it to the fucking cleaning people to take care of my
Damn.
mess.
So wait, that's so gnarly. So you have 15 original art pieces.
Well, I mean, I'm
let's
guessing.
say.
I'm
What-
guessing.
do you have more than one from a certain artist?
No.
No. Wow.
Well, yes. I have a couple of small Travis Lampies.
Oh, that's cool.
You know.
So, are there people out there that this is all going somewhere, just so you know? But are there people out there that collect your art specifically and have 10 or 20 of yours?
Yes,
How many of those are there?
a couple.
Just a few or a couple, right?
A couple that I know of.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Isn't that rad?
It is. It's very flattering.
Okay. And have they bought art over a long period of time, or are they kind of like they just found you out 2 years ago and then just went ape shit and got a bunch?
One of them I know did that, and
Oh.
another one has been was very supportive of me and still buys work from me.
I love that.
occasionally,
Isn't that
you
great?
know? And it is. I mean,
Well, because they have they have your art from early to, maybe current, right? Somewhat current.
yeah, exactly. And I mean, I don't know whether or not they have my most. And either of those people have my most current stuff, but they one of them was a bit of celebrity, and he bought a ton of my work.
Wow.
It actually got featured in MTV's Cribs.
Wow.
Which was kind of probably one of the more highlights of my, I guess one of the highlights of my career.
That was like probably 10 years ago, though. in
Yeah, that
Cribs,
was a
right?
lot. Yeah.
You've had highlights after that.
Well, yeah, but this is like television.
Oh, okay.
But then the another collector of mine, she's a doctor, and she kind of started picking my work up at around 2007, and is still buying my toys and stuff like that.
Cool.
So
12 years.
yeah,
That's
and
awesome.
she's always great, and whenever I see her, I'm always very happy to see her. But
Yeah.
I'm always happy for her. I like to think that I extend the same kind of hospitality or enthusiasm to longtime collectors and new collectors.
Right.
Because they don't. Especially at a convention, you got a fucking bazillion other things you could buy,
Yeah.
Gundam models.
Sure.
I
I just think there's just something interesting about people who may collect one artist specifically and more than others.
Right.
Say maybe you buy an art piece here or there of other people, but really there's one person that you just keep following, to hell and back. You know what I'm saying? And then you keep supporting or keep buying their pieces. And I don't have anybody like that, where I collect that intensely. And I wish I kind of am jealous that I don't have that. And I don't know who that would be. I've been thinking about it lately. If I could do it, who would I collect? And I'd want to collect for forever and ever and ever type of thing. If there's anybody.
How
It's
about you? Are there any
don't-
artists that you have multiple pieces of?
Yeah,
Yeah, I've got plenty of multiple
there's a
pieces.
few, but not not 10 of one artist, let's say. I don't have nothing like that. I might have 3 or 2, but not. And
Are you more inclined to buy work from your friends?
I guess because I think most everybody's like that. I don't think I have art from pure strangers. I go to a gallery and I don't know who this is, and I just buy a piece. No, I don't think I have too much like that.
Right.
Yeah, most of it's people I sort of know. So, and that's great. But I don't have okay, so this is going, this is going to cause watch, right?
Right.
More cause action. So an article
you go.
came out, and maybe it was ArtNet, maybe ArtNet. An article came out,
Sure.
and it was talking about how he collects art.
Yeah.
And it was talking about his collection. And I was like, oh, this is an interesting. This isn't about causes art. This is about who he collects.
Right.
And some guy named Saul, something, I forgot his name. The last name was Saul. Peter Saul, maybe, or some shit like that. Anyway, so I don't really know, but as an artist that does what looks kind of like lowbrow art.
Oh.
Like very lowbrow, looks like something like Mad Magazine paint, like something from Blab or something, right?
Okay.
Kind of lowbrow looking, and maybe from New York.
Right.
Somebody he probably liked a long time ago.
Right.
And he's been collecting that guy's work. And evidently, the article said he had 50 pieces by this guy. I was
Wow.
like, 50? Holy shit.
Wow.
You know, like, yeah. And has been collecting his stuff. And I think even broke a record at an auction. He bought something at an auction for $227,000. And one of these, a piece by that artist at an auction. And I think the artist was even surprised, like, oh, I didn't know, you know, like I wouldn't think he would do that. But it's one of those things where I was just like, whoa, but he's so into this guy's art that he's collected 50 pieces by this artist, you know, and I was like, just got me thinking, like, wow.
Well, you know, here's the thing, like,
and it's not just
the artists who have had a major influence on me and who inspired the direction that I went with my work. I can't afford any of their art.
Yeah.
I can't afford a Camille Rose Garcia.
$227,000, for example.
Right.
I mean, that was supposed to be $40,000 to 60 at an auction, and it was
220. I can't even afford fucking like a $2,000 fucking piece of artwork, you know, without it really kind of impacting my, you know, day-to-day living, you know, because like, you know, I'm not a rich man by any means, you know, even though I know the price tags of my work are generally, you know, in a pretty good place.
Pretty good place. Not
bad.
Not bad.
You know, but like they're not like, you know, at what I make at the end of the day, you know, it's basically will keep me float. Like I have to manage that money.
Sure.
For like, you know, like,
gotcha.
Because I don't have fucking like a regular income, you know, unless I take advantage of Inktober.
Drawloween. Yeah.
You know, but the thing is that like the it actually just gave me an idea, but I might do an entire series of like bears cutting their faces, you know, like a pumpkin, a jack-o'-lantern, you know, that'll be fun. You know, people will want that, you know, but the thing is that like, you know, like buying a fucking, you know, a Mark Ryden is like not happening for me.
Yeah.
You know, fucking, you know, I own a Gary Baseman piece.
Awesome.
And that's because like I remember like looking at, you know, into communication arts magazines when I was in school and seeing Gary Baseman's work and, you know, being very impressed by it. And, you know, Camille Rose Garcia, the same.
Yeah.
You know, but like I can't afford their work.
It's one of those things too. It's like
actually, I've got more like 25 pieces of original art. I just remember this other wall that has nothing but original art.
You know, it's one of those things that it's like as you grow older, you make a little money. It seems like these pieces exponentially get further away, though. You know, it's like oh, I remember when a Yoshitomo Nara piece was paper, $600.
Right.
I saw a stack.
Yeah.
Like he had a stack about a half inch, quarter, maybe 3/4 of an inch thick.
Yeah.
100 sheets of art that had his drawings, color, and all that shit. And it was on paper. They were $600 each, and I was like, fuck,
I can't even afford his fucking prints.
Yes, I was like, I don't have $600 for a Yoshitomo Nara original drawing, which is now $50,000, right?
Right.
Literally, those are $50,000 each or more, maybe.
Right.
But I remember I was like, fuck, $600. I can't do it. It's $600. I don't have it.
Right.
And then, you know, but then you make some money, you live, whatever, get older, you make some money, and then you're like, time to buy one. Oh, $50,000. Oh, like that it just exponentially ran away. You know.
Right.
Like it seems like art always does that. It just exponentially runs away. I'm sure there's people that, for you, same thing, right?
Right.
Oh yeah, that Luke Chu piece was $400, man, in 2006 or whatever, earlier.
Yeah.
And then,
around that time, my like,
Right.
I remember.
And now it's like, fuck. That same person's like, oh, it's like 8,000, 6,000, 8,000, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, oh,
yeah,
oh, that's a lot. Which is awesome. But
but
that's what prints are for.
That's
and toys and shit like that.
Well, yeah, right. You know, I mean, like, you know, it's. I think that. Yeah, I mean, that is the thing. Like, you know, if you wanna, like, you know, if you find an artist who's, I mean, like, I don't know, like, I think a lot, like most artists. It also depends, right? Like I think there's a couple of different collectors, right? There's like people who buy work because it speaks to them.
Yeah.
It it reflects an aspect of their personality in their life, and they want to have it because it reminds them of something about them.
Sure.
And they'll buy it, and then there's people who buy it and they look at it like, okay, they are early or mid level artists. But man, the potential's there.
Oh, that's an investor, a speculator.
A speculator and an investor.
You should just buy Bitcoin then, or if you're going to go that route,
Right?
I guess art is more fun maybe for some, but I mean, I don't know.
Well, you're
looking at it as merchandise, not art.
If you have a nice fucking collection, you invite people over, and it's always very fun and impressive to see this. Amazing,
that's true.
Collection.
That's inspiring, man. I've seen people with collections that are just all art that's small because that's all they can afford.
Right.
And I go to their house and I'm like, whoa, what an awesome collection.
Right.
Because they display it so well because this is what they got.
Yeah.
And maybe they're not going to buy like giant pieces, but they bought 25 small pieces. And man, it looks so good. Sometimes I go there and I'm like, God damn it, what an awesome collection this is.
Yeah.
And it's not taking up their entire house or whatever. It's taking up a wall, but I'm like, man, you put so much love into displaying it. I could see like this means a lot.
Yep.
I love seeing that stuff. Blows my mind.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's when I'm just, and sometimes I see things that came from Giant Robot. And I'm like, oh, awesome.
Right.
And then I see stuff that came from other places. I'm like, that one looks okay. Like, you shouldn't have got that one from them. But overall, looking pretty good, Yeah. I love seeing that.
No, and I think just the. How do I fucking lower the? There it is.
Oh.
Well, I mean, you work with a lot of artists that kind of show at across different places, right?
Sure.
So is that what you're referencing? Like, oh man, there's that fucking great Yosuke piece that from Giant Robot. It's awesome. And then there's a Yosuke piece from another fucking guy.
No, I'm joking. But in general, now I'm just thinking, just one of those things where I don't know, man. I just love seeing those collections are amazing. Like I'm always surprised when I see it. I'm like, oh my God, how good that can look. And it's not even key pieces; they're small pieces, but they're small examples of these artists' work. It's maybe hair. Right. It just looks good.
Do most of your artist friends that of collect art?
I feel.
Or do you know any other artists that don't collect art?
See, that's what I'm saying. So this goes back to that Cause article. Sorry to bring it up again. Your favorite guy to hate.
Like I said,
he's our favorite guy to hate.
I might and
the stream, folks. I don't know if you're. Okay, we're back.
Attacking our stream.
Oh no. Okay, we're going to chill out for a second. I'm not going to go forward without making sure we're live. I feel like, man, is the internet here choppy or something?
Uh-oh.
No, it looks like we're live.
No, I'm just saying that, for an artist who is known for taking, other people's artwork or other people's IPs, putting X's on its eyes, and doing a really pretty good job of it.
Well, he's rated as large as an artist can be, so I would say maybe that's just by definition is overrated.
By definition, is overrated.
Yeah.
Here's something like
there can be. You can't hardly rate him any more than he is.
Right.
Right. So if we're at that point, it's got to be overrated.
I often one of the things I often find myself thinking about when I think of my own work, and I think of its place in the annals of art history, I wonder to myself, what will people 100 years, 200 years, 500 years think when they see my work?
Yeah.
Will it make sense to them?
Sure, and hope maybe by then there'll be a very good digital version of a book or some manuscripts and stuff that they can kind of read about you and put it all into context with your work that they see, right?
But and so that's when I wondered. That's when I think about artists such as. God, what are some of the other? There's some other ones of them. There's that guy who does the fucking exploded versions of, Simpsons characters and fucking, other cartoon characters.
I don't know.
Oh, he's big. He's pretty popular. He's one of those artists that I know you're by name. I don't know the name, but or cause, right?
Sure.
What would people hundreds of years from now think when they saw the work?
Yeah.
Would it make any sense to them?
Yeah. It's hard,
Gondek. I was thinking of Matt Gondek.
it's hard to picture because we don't know what technology is going to be like. Right? Like if technology is going to be so gnarly that there's going to be like art that's by hand. What the fuck's that?
No, absolutely.
You know, they're going to go, people drew with pencils, you know, and people painted.
Yeah, people
It might be, in 500 years, there might not be acrylic paint or paint. It's
right.
possible,
Well,
right?
depending on like,
it's possible.
No, it's definitely possible. But I don't know about that. I don't know about that because
I don't either. We can't.
No, but like I mean, like it
might be completely disfavored. Like, oh, we don't really like that stuff.
To assume that everything is going to go the way of digital is, I don't know. I just find it hard to like completely accept.
I mean, it might be like Waterworld where there's just no paper, like no wood, no paper, no nothing. So you're gonna be like, oh. There's rocks. We can draw on the rocks. I don't know. Who knows? It's 500 years from now.
You know what? I think there'll be a small cottage industry dedicated to preserving these kind of arts simply because of the fact that people realize that there is a therapeutic element to actually, doing things by hand.
Sure.
And
we've seen that just happen the last decade.
Right.
Yeah. Zines.
Art,
all that fucking Etsy arty crafty shit.
Yeah. Newspapers might very well just go the way of the dodo.
Yeah.
And that's fine. Because like writing is still viable, whether it's digital or on paper. But creating images from our minds, fabricating ideas, whether it is digital or it's, by hand, I think, is, I don't know. I think that
it should always be there, but I mean,
yeah,
I don't know. Never saw this president happening either. So it's like, what? Anyway, so Stavi asks, does the artist's personality affect how much you like the art? And for me, I would say, yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's one of my fears to a certain degree is that like, and it's happened. This has happened to me before.
I think that's the next part of his question. I think you're going there right now.
Is like when you meet the artist, you're like, are you disappointed?
And then do you like the art as much? Does
right.
the art just lose some value?
Because I've had like some really fucking painful to read emails, sent to me because of my actions.
Right.
Oh
no.
Yeah.
Wow.
Now,
like what?
Granted, I was not in a very good place at the time, but I was like, I was doing a signing for a toy release, my second toy release with Monkey King. And, I think we started at like 1 or 2 in the afternoon. And like, I remember like walking up to the fucking store and like, there was a line going like all the way down and around the block, and
wow,
it was crazy.
That's crazy.
And I remember I clearly remember the first person who like, came in and and I signed his stuff, thanked him and everything, and then like he, I guess like because I think they're only like selling a certain number at a time of the toy, and so he went back into the line again, looped around and came back and bought another 2 pieces, and I signed it and stuff like that. So I kind of figured like, okay, I've gone through the entire line at least once, and then like, it by like after like 4 hours of fucking signing, I was kind of like, I'm tapping out, like I need to fucking take a break, and so I did. And like people that were like literally just waiting right there were so fucking mad.
Wow. But you're taking a break, not tapping out?
No, I mean, I was tapping out for a couple hours, and,
wow.
Like, I was basically, like, the signing's done.
Wow.
And,
damn.
And, like, but then, like, there was an after party, and I went back to signing again for another 2 more hours, so, but I got an email a couple days later from a collector who drove it down from Santa Barbara, and he thought I was being very selfish, and I was a dick, and this and that, and he would never support my work again.
Oh.
And like, I mean, I feel bad. Like, I feel bad that like, I honestly thought that I had worked through the entire line, I didn't think that like.
So the guy that went through the line. Oh, so this guy just came late.
I guess so.
Right?
Yeah.
They should. Yeah. It sucks.
And there were people that camped out that for such a thing.
Yeah.
And
Wow. Amazing.
I don't know, but like, no one wants to fucking like meet an artist that they like, in person,
Right.
and then realize like, oh, they're a fucking asshole.
Yeah. Sure.
Like,
Has that? I mean, how many art in our genre or our world? I guess I don't want to say genre. In our world of art, even the peripheries. How many? So Stavi's second part of his question is a little bit different, but I mean, how many have come later on and it's like find out, oh, they're a wife beater, or they've done something even worse, like bad things, like really bad later, where you're, so like, has that happened to anybody like that we could even think of?
I'm sure there have been there in some kind of way, shape, or form. Some
there's
kind
just
of like
some kind of
Me Too-ish kind of thing.
Yeah,
like,
but it hasn't really like. Nothing gnarly has really come out though that of people I know, like or somewhat even know. I don't think I've heard anything that's that controversial. Like, yeah, people do shit, but it's not like gnarly, like
Right.
like catastrophic. I don't think anything.
Well, like there was that retina thing, right?
It's like people forgot about it like 10 minutes later. Like it seems like he's doing just fine.
Yeah.
So
I mean, he is also like quote unquote street art. So like I think they expect a certain degree of bullshit.
Right.
When it comes to like that kind of from the streets, art mentality.
Yeah.
Which
he's kind of an emotional dude though. Like in
I've
general.
never met him before.
I have. When I met him though, he was really chill. Like,
yeah,
he was chill. I met him more than once, and but yeah, I know he's turned into an art star.
Right.
But I haven't talked to him since.
There was that one guy who fucking hates my guts. Can't remember his name.
Oh,
remember that? It was like a couple years ago.
Oh, yeah. He lives in downtown. That guy.
Yeah, he lives in downtown.
He doesn't like me either, I guess.
Yeah,
because I forgot his name.
I can't remember his name.
Maybe he's forgotten by everyone.
He's showing at the Marlboro for apparently in New York.
You mean Marlboro, like the cigarette company?
Like the cigarette company.
Oh, fuck him then.
No, I don't know. I think that's what it's called. The fucking it's a pretty prestigious fucking gallery.
Really? They just feel sorry for him or something and just
I don't know. Well, his work is very contemporary art.
I can't remember. I don't even know what his art looked like. But
yeah, it was just all like like he was an African American guy, and like his work was about African American issues.
Oh, okay.
And he
I know he just talked shit.
And yeah, he would like talk
but
mad
shit. Did he talk shit because he was mad at the gallery, Corey Helford?
He was mad at the gallery, and
therefore was mad at the artists that show there, right?
And he especially hated the fact that the gallery showed artists such as Luke Chu and Buff Monster.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh well.
And like and he fucking tagged me, and so I fucking like took a screenshot of it and fucking like reposted it, thinking like, yes.
Controversy.
Yeah. Awesome. Fucking I'm making people mad about my work. God, what was his name? I it's somewhere deep in my my Instagram. Like I don't
I don't remember either.
But like
I have a feeling this person went to Art Center.
Oh yeah, he was an Art Center guy. Like fucking Soy Milk and Kent Williams both kind of approached me like, hey, you okay? Like fucking we heard blah blah blah. Fucking and I'm like, whatever.
Yeah.
He actually like drove his Mercedes Benz to fucking Corey Helford Gallery and fucking like asked to see Jan, and this fucking started berating her, about fucking opening of a gallery and gentrifying the gallery row.
But he has a Mercedes Benz. Oh well.
Yeah.
Oh well.
So I don't know whether or not. I mean, like he's he's pretty big time now, but like
I have no idea.
But like I mean, because he's playing that game. He's playing the contemporary art game.
Awesome.
But like, but like I imagine that guy's a fucking asshole in real life.
Could be.
Sounds
like it.
But like the thing is like all the biggest artists that I've met are usually one of two things. They're either really super cool, pretty down to earth, just chill people,
right?
or they're just really socially awkward.
Oh. I thought you were going to say number 2, they're super big assholes.
No.
But socially awkward, yeah.
Yeah. You know, they're one or the other.
Yeah.
One or the other.
They could be both, right?
Yeah.
Totally
like,
cool, socially awkward, but really cool.
Yeah, like some people like just put on a pretty good. Like I think I put on a pretty good mask.
Right.
You know, which is probably one of my issues is that like I have a hard time kind of like turning it off and just being kind of, a human being.
So you have the art persona.
Right. Well, I just have a persona where it's just kind of like I'm like on.
Right.
I'm like this is.
Well, you're being social.
Yeah, I'm being social.
You're doing the Luke Chu of, I know you and I forgot your name and I'm really sorry. I forget everyone's name. Right. Okay. Anyway.
That's true. I don't even know how many times I say that at night.
Yeah, it's okay. No. You're super gracious.
But
and really good about that. I saw that at the food show. Yeah.
Well, the food show was awesome. But
Yeah.
that's another thing is that like, none of these, no, I don't know any artist, even Cause, even Murakami, none of them are A-list.
Like, what do you mean A-list?
Like A-list Tom Cruise, fucking Brad Pitt, whatever, fucking.
So I have a funny story. Even here, when I did that Rakugaki show, which is a sketchbook show,
right?
We had Lauren Tsai was here,
right?
Mm-hmm. And that was interesting because Lauren Tsai is not an A-list celebrity, right? But I mean, she's a model. She's on TV show Legion, but she has fans, a lot of fans, and the fans were mostly Asian American.
Right.
But when we had an event here, man, I mean, the line for just her to sign something or meet her was longer than fuck. Like the record here. It beat everything I've ever done here.
Wow.
And James Jean was here. Aju Kawasaki was here. And people didn't even know who they were for the most part.
Right.
I mean, the art fans knew who they were, but the fans that came for her were completely oblivious to what I think are among the better artists that I know, right? That are here.
Right.
Were you here? They just ignored you too.
No, I showed up late.
Anyway, so it was really wild where I'm like, wow, they have no idea who the artists are, but this line that was down the block for all night, basically, we're here just for her. And it's a different audience, but I mean, it was just quantity of people was ginormous. And it was, that's when I was like, oh shit, that's another level of fame. Beyond the artists and all that stuff, the level of fame was way bigger for a person who's not even A-list.
Right. Right.
Yeah, no, it was mostly Asian Americans who were here. Like that was the weirder thing. I was like, it wasn't white people or whatever. It was mostly Asian or Asian American faces, all in line for one person.
I remember her.
Wild.
She had a booth at Designer Con.
Yeah, again, long ass line,
long ass fucking line going down the middle of the fucking.
Very
line.
impressive, right?
And I was like, what the fuck are you guys waiting for? And she's like, oh, it's for Lauren Tsai. And I look around the corner, I'm like, who's Lauren Tsai? Yeah, and they're like, oh, she did the cover of the flyer thing for Decon. And I looked at the flyer thing, and I'm like, and who's Lauren Tsai?
Just like at that time, she was either 19 or 20 years old,
right?
And she was.
Well, that was just like
she was
last December.
Okay, so she was actually not last December. Two of them ago.
No,
right?
Nope.
It was at the last.
It was
December?
at the fucking Anaheim Designer Con.
Okay, how many have been in Anaheim? Just once?
Just once.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Was last year? That was it?
That was last year, yeah.
Wow, weird.
Yeah.
I guess it was. You know what? You're right. It was just last year.
Yeah.
There you go. Well, she was 20.
Yeah. Wow.
Wow, right?
She's a little baby.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think she's 21 now.
Ooh.
Yeah. Ooh. But nonetheless, she gets. I mean, that's what I'm saying. That just shows you like the difference. But an artist A-lister here is not the same as an A-lister out there.
Right.
And she's not even an A-lister. Like
she's like a solid B.
Like bring Brad Pitt here or something. You're going to have a line that's like fucking 30 hours long.
No,
right?
you'll have security fucking closing the fucking area down to fucking let them come in.
That's what I'm saying. It's like there's levels to it, and that's just like.
I remember when fucking Banksy's show was in fucking downtown Los Angeles. And we got into the VIP opening, and fucking they still fucking closed the VIP night down to let Brangelina, to fucking come in and buy some pieces.
Wow. Yeah.
So like it's
we are just flecks of dust.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. The fucking most popular artists in this scene are nothing.
Yeah.
Jeff Koons does not even get on the list. Fucking Damien Hirst, I don't even know what that fucker looks like.
Yeah.
Like fucking,
I know there's a crossover though. Murakami has a little bit of a crossover.
He does have a little bit of a crossover.
So they might let him in, but he has to wear his costume.
Yeah, he has to fucking wear a dumb fucking character hat
to wear his costume,
and fucking like make fucking faces for the camera.
So wait, he lifts up, let's say if he lifts up his left hand, he's lifting up his right leg. Like he does this, right? And if he's doing the right hand, it's lifting up the left leg.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I think he does that. And then he makes a big smile or opens his mouth or something. Yeah. That's his look.
Really?
Well, I mean, just for photos.
Yeah.
But no, it's part of it is he's had a crossover.
A bit of one, but if he wasn't wearing any of that, he was just walked in with a fucking hoodie and a fucking pair of, like only a handful of people would recognize him.
Yeah, it's happened a bunch of times like that where I was at something and he was there and nobody knew that was Murakami.
All right.
And I've been to places where it was like that, and not one person was talking to him because they didn't know it was him.
All right.
Yeah, it's all relative, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Fucking. Why should I why should any fucking artist in this visual arts fucking game like fucking be full of themselves?
Yeah. Shouldn't be.
They shouldn't be.
Yeah.
Like you're fucking dirt like everyone else. Fucking like, even if you're fucking like bringing in fucking like fucking Cause. What does Cause look like? I guess he looks like a fucking white dude. A skinny fucking white dude.
Uh-huh.
I kind of imagine I kind of imagine that he just kind of looks something similar to a Mark Todd.
Oh my god. Mark Todd, your cousin. It's Cause. Yeah, no, kind of.
Okay.
Wow. I mean, maybe the shape of their head or something is similar, or I don't know.
A fucking white dude with fucking short hair wearing a fucking baseball hat.
Yeah. I think Cause lately is like a lot of his photos he's getting a little, what do you call that? Like on your chin?
A face penis.
Or something like that. I've been noticing a lot of photos where he's starting to like have that or something.
Got to start eating that fucking seaweed, buddy.
I don't
brother.
know. I mean, hope he's healthy.
Fucking like going to get that fucking George Lucas goiter.
Oh, no. Oh. Anyways, but yeah. But sorry, this long conversation kind of stemmed from me reading an article about his, just the fact that he collects so much art and shit.
Well, like the collecting question, I think is always a real interesting one, just because of the fact that you and I are both involved in that fucking game.
Sure.
I think other questions that I begin to want to ask are questions of like the role of galleries, in selling art,
right?
Versus the internet,
right? Yeah. But buying art without seeing it first, I mean, it can work, but it also can be sketchy,
Oh, it can definitely be sketchy. But how much work do you sell online?
I think I sell more in the store than online for sure.
Right, but like a lot of galleries, like say Corey Halford Gallery,
sure,
and
people can't get here,
Right, like they buy stuff.
They got it's a risk you're taking. Sometimes.
Right. But of course, a lot of it, I guess, has a lot to do with whether or not the gallery is able to communicate the piece to the collector, because it's never really just done like, insert your credit card number here and insert your security code here, kind of thing, or PayPal. It's fucking like, it's all done over the phone, So, I think that there's a lot of actual communication that goes between, especially when you're buying fucking.
And there's trust. I mean, sometimes I'm emailing somebody saying, hey, you're going to really like these because blank, blank, and blank. And they either trust me or they don't,
right.
But they might trust me and go, I've always got good shit here. So what he's saying is probably true, maybe. Right. And, maybe he wouldn't feed me that line because he's fair, He wouldn't feed me that line.
This is the reason why. Well, but like,
I don't know.
How do you feel? Like, do you see a lot more artists actually selling directly to collectors nowadays?
Oh, that happens a lot. Like frankly, it happens here. Like I see they meet here, they go whatever.
They go off, like wait for and for Tsuji to annex to fucking like at the fucking
Make a deal,
benches
make a
and
deal, like a commission or something like that. I mean, it happens, and the meeting is here, right? And it's like one of those things where I'm like, well, whatever, But there's enough to go around, right? Like I could sell their work, and they go ahead and sell your own shit. But I know, I see it. I see it. I'm like the worst nightmare of a teacher, man. I see shit all the time where I'm like, okay, I didn't need to see that, but I saw it. I'm gonna pretend I didn't see it because I don't want it to bother me, You
see,
and I see stuff happen. I'm like, the more someone hides it, I'm like, it's kind of dishonest to them. They're being unfair, right?
They're being unfair.
But I mean, I'm like trying to be fair, just by saying, I think of it as more perspective. Hey, I'm doing fine, whatever. That's enough. Go ahead, if you want to do this thing, but. If you make it awkward, I'm gonna feel awkward.
Well,
but if you don't make it awkward, then it's all good.
Well, see, like I look at my own personal growth and attribute it to my showing with galleries. When I started, I think we've talked about this before. Sure. Might as well talk about it again. Since it was like 30 episodes ago.
Or let's see, which one is this? It might have been recent too. We might have talked about it a bunch of times.
No, I haven't. We haven't talked. Like when I started, like I was selling work for like $200, $300, dollars a piece.
Sure.
A 16-inch by 20-inch panel would be like $250. And I, did that like for the first, year or so. And then eventually, was, picked up by a gallery. And then from the gallery, like my prices started going up and up and up and up and up. And, then I would move to another gallery and like, with maybe a slightly stronger reputation.
Right.
And the prices would take another jump.
Sure.
And then I'll to another gallery, and vice versa.
Sure.
But the thing is, the way I kind of think about it is, if I was selling my work, myself, and I just don't think I would have been able to make the kind of leaps in my career.
Yeah.
On my own, probably because out of self-esteem issues, or insecurity issues. I never went to art school. I never went to a fancy, like I didn't go to Art Center or fucking Otis or Cal Arts or wherever.
Otis?
Yeah. Isn't that
just like, I'm kidding, Otis, folks. God damn it.
Otis. Like, do they even really teach art there anymore? But like, I never went to like an art school. So like I still find myself like feeling intimidated whenever like I'm showing, in like, because like say like Corey Helford Gallery, right? Like it's
Corey Helford. What?
No, like it's got 3 galleries. In
sure,
there,
gigantic ones.
And like the other galleries, I always kind of like will have other artists, and I'll know they came from like pretty prestigious schools.
Sure.
And I'm just kind of like, these fucking guys they can just see right through my fucking work. They know I'm a fucking hack. But like, it's and so like that, and that's just rooted that's an aspect of my insecurity about my own, about who I am and how I fit into all of this. So I often wonder, like, of other artists who are selling directly on the internet, like, are they undercutting themselves?
Could be.
Because they are...
They won't know, I guess.
Because they're not showing with people who can, assess the market value of your work.
Some people are just happy just doing what they do, and how they do it is just one way, and they're good enough. Like they're very comfortable that way. It might make just enough money for them to live, and they're not thinking much past that, and that's okay. That's just their way of going about it, right?
Right. Because there is also a dilemma to fucking, like, as your prices go higher and higher, is that like you are essentially closing the doors of certain people who like what you do from being able to buy your work.
Yeah.
And because like I said to you before, my fucking ceiling for a fucking piece of artwork is usually like $2,000, and it has to be fucking like really fucking good,
Right.
and I'll usually try and ask the gallery for a discount.
Sure.
Yeah. So like, but like with most artists, like that's, that doesn't even get you like anything below $2,000. That doesn't even get you in the fucking door.
Right.
Depending on like, how far they've grown and
Sure.
in terms of their popularity and the demand, so, but like, I don't know. It's I guess like, there's that like the Etsy thing too, like
There's artists that make a career on Etsy.
right.
I mean, just selling art on Etsy, making prints and stuff, and they're making a career of it,
Yeah.
Probably fairly decent, right?
Yeah.
And then that's sometimes for a lot of people, that's good enough. I mean, maybe they don't live in like a big city like LA, and they live in a place where rents are cheap, and you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And they're living the dream. That's the dream. There's no gallery there anyway. So they're just making art, selling it online, making t-shirts, whatever it is, just selling shit. And they're happy. There is that.
Yeah.
And then there's the ones that want to be part of art history. That's a different person,
Yeah.
The folks that we're talking about doing Etsy stuff, they're not even on a radar.
Well, that's not necessarily true. Some Etsy artists actually do, transition into gallery shows too.
Okay, well, those are different ones, but I'm saying there's some that are just on Etsy and they're living the dream on Etsy.
Right.
Yeah. But if you're trying to do that, then that's different. But I think there's a bunch that are just happy there. Yeah.
I think. Yeah. I don't know. I always kind of felt that like any artist who, especially if you're showing your work publicly, like have larger dreams, are aiming for the largest.
Yeah, for sure. It seems like weird though. Maybe there's a lot who don't think about the idea of art history, like being part of art history.
Right.
I mean, they're just doing it, but they're not thinking about, what is their mark when they, that they make before they die, right?
Right.
Or if they pass on, and it's like, how is that going to be remembered? And is there, what are you leaving behind, type of thing.
Right.
And then there's some artists that think that, and there's probably a lot that it doesn't even come, does not even in mind, right?
Right.
So. You know what I'm saying? Like only reason I always give the example of, and the first time I ever heard that was Ryan McGinnis, right? From interviewing Ryan McGinnis years ago,
Right.
That was something that he thought was very important. Therefore, he's a really good archivist of his stuff, but he makes books, tons of books with explanations of what the fuck he's doing, and whatever. He's trying to contextualize things since maybe.
Is he still making books?
I don't know, but he had a lot of books. Like when maybe like 10 books by 10 years ago, he already had 10 books. You know what I'm saying? Like he had a lot of books. I think I might have about 10 of his books, and there's more that I don't have. But that dude makes a lot of books. So, but yeah, he made a real good effort to explain how important it was that he wants his paintings to be part of this long narrative of art history, from caveman days of art painting on rocks to, whatever. He wants to be in that conversation somewhere. And that was important to him. Yeah. And then some artists don't think of that, right? Like, I don't know if Barry McGee thinks about that, or, like there's some artists that might not think about that, but, for example, but Ryan McGinnis consciously does. Like, that's important to him. So, he wants to be in that conversation. And maybe that thinking of it that way is, one way to actually try it. He's sort of like pushing it that way. So maybe it's making it more important than it is. I don't know. There is that too. But he's trying to fit within a narrative.
I haven't seen Ryan McGinnis' stuff in a long time.
Last time I saw it was at the Kohn Gallery, I think. Kohn, Kohn.
Yeah, Michael Kohn.
Yeah, on is it Highland? Maybe
it's on Highland. I think. Yeah,
I saw his show there, and it was a pretty big show.
Oh, really?
Big ass paintings. Yeah, big ass paintings. He made a weird maze room out of something, I don't know.
Wow.
It was kind of interesting. It was interesting. It was fun.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Last time I saw anything of his was in 2010, and it was at a show at the at Art Basel. Oh. Well, not specifically. I mean, not at the convention center at Basel, but
one of the outside places.
One outside places. It was a very unique outside place because it was a strip club.
Oh, he was doing that. Yeah.
And so he was painting on strippers.
Oh, wow.
And they were like dancing and stuff like that.
Shit.
And he also had some stuff hanging on the walls too.
I see. That's
and
weird.
I was like, wow, all right, yeah, that's cool. It was a funny kind of weird outing.
Wow, that is kind of weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I remember he was kind of doing this series of women. Yeah, but then he's back to doing his other.
And then
things.
the anal queen came out and did her dance, and that was kind of interesting because she was the anal queen. Like the DJ fucking announced, blah blah blah, the anal queen.
Whoa, was
like,
it a porno star?
I don't know. I don't know whether or not she was a porno star or not, but like
It was
apparently
was
she
her name,
was a queen at anal.
Was her name Annabelle Chong?
No, she was the world's biggest gangbang.
That was her.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But she was also known as the anal queen from what I understand.
Oh, really?
We interviewed her in Giant Robot. I believe she had the title for a second.
I often wonder like whatever happened to her.
I have no idea. Those documentary was kind of like sad, I thought.
Yeah, it was cringy.
Yeah.
Because like she was like kind of like revealing to her mom.
Yeah, that she's a porno star.
Yeah.
Who just gets gangbanged.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I remember even watching the world's largest gangbang when I was in like college or and just being kind of like, this is like gross.
Oh, okay, I thought you were gonna say, why wasn't I invited?
Like, no, it's just
It's
and
gnarly.
like and it was gnarly because like there was a lot of issues like with like like guys weren't wearing condoms, they weren't being tested, fucking for potential like STDs.
And some dudes had long fingernails.
Oh, really?
Evidently, that's why I think one of them. I think she did this more than once, and it got cut short once because some guy cut her with his finger.
Ew.
And in the VJ spot with a fingernail and cut it.
Ugh.
That's gnarly, right? It's like, what?
Yeah.
Ugh.
But then like another a couple years later, another actress like took the title for world's largest gangbang.
Yeah.
And it wasn't even really like a gangbang in terms of like numbers of guys. They just kind of like had a big circle of guys kind of going through one at a time.
That's just a title, man. It's bullshit.
And then they ended it, I think, with Ron Jeremy or something like that. But anyways, that was. But like, she kind of disappeared.
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, we're talking 20 years later, maybe. Is it that long, or 15 years later, or something? So she's might be 50 years old now, right? Or maybe or more. I don't know how old she was.
You're right.
So she might be like 55 years old. She could be married with kids, or she could just be a 55-year-old hot lady.
She could be.
I don't know.
She could be.
I have no idea.
Like, fucking, like, people, like, maybe, I don't know whether or not it's a matter of perspective or if it's just the way we are aging because of we are becoming increasingly more and more conscious of health.
Sure.
And that, like, we are, like I ask people like how old I look, and I often get like 30-something years old.
Oh shit!
Yeah,
awesome.
Which is kind of weird to me, which is great to me. But
Way
like,
to go.
But like that's like 10 years, fucking younger than I actually am.
Right.
Now
I was getting older than my age, unfortunately, because maybe the gray hair.
Oh.
I was getting older than my age. When I was like 42, people were like, "Yeah, you're like maybe 45," and I was like, "Fuck, I'm the Asian guy that's going the wrong way."
Oh no.
Yeah, I got that a bunch.
Oh, you got too much stress, Eric.
No, it's just
Stress,
gray hair.
dude. Like,
it's just gray hair.
You
It's
don't
genetics.
you don't believe in stress and gray hair?
It's genetics.
Because stress and gray hair, like, I wonder if there's any scientific fucking, like,
I think it's just genetics for me, man. My mom had gray hair at a very young age, and whatever. Yeah, I'm good.
because I live like a pretty, like, well, I don't know. Maybe I do live a pretty kind of somewhat
Stressed out life.
The stress kind of comes in and out. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
once in a while, I'm totally stressed out. Other times, I'm just kind of like, yeah, I'm just gonna fucking sit around, watch the news for the next 5 hours, and build Gundams.
That's the life.
It kind of is the life, man. But like, I'm also like, I notice like, my sideburns are getting the salt and pepper action, and the corners of my head, like my mom has like these white patches like on the corners, and so
Right.
I'm like, it's coming in.
It's happening.
It's happening.
Yeah.
And then my hair is getting fucking thin. Thanks, Dad. Anything coming up on the old feed there?
Well, Jun Watanabe, the enrolled agent, asks, how do you determine your price? Is it by the hour, like your hours you spend? I mean, this is not a good question for you at this point, I would say. But I don't know. I would
Time to a certain degree, medium to a certain degree, size to a certain degree.
Right. But different artists, I mean, at different stages can price things in different ways, I think.
From my personal experience, in the very beginning, you're just trying to secure that sale. You want that red dot.
Yep.
You want to like if in a group show and you're walking around and you're looking at stuff and you see that red dot.
Boom.
It's validation.
Yeah.
It is validation.
Well, that is proof of concept, literally.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, I guess it makes sense. Post-it show.
Right.
Your Post-its look like they took about, what? A minute each?
Sometimes.
Right,
Some of them do. Definitely some of them do.
A minute each. 1 minute. But that piece is only $25, which you get, half or whatever. So $12.50 for 1 minute. But, you're an artist of note. So, Gary Baseman could take 1 minute and people still buy it in a second. They'll line up overnight. So, it's one of those things, man. Some people are going to spend hours on one Post-it, literally, because they're making paintings on them, right? Full paintings.
Yeah.
And they're just going to spend hours on a Post-it, and they're still going to be $25.
Well, yeah.
But I mean, they want that social currency. Part of it is securing the bag, man. It's securing the dot.
Well, it's securing the dot. And another thing is that, it's all about, if you know what it's like for what collector mentality is like. A person buys a $25 piece. They look at it. They admire it. They enjoy it. They think about it. And and one of the things that creeps into their head is, next time I want to get something bigger.
I hope so.
And next time I want to get something a little bit more substantial. And so I like to think that's like what they're thinking. That's like,
or maybe they're the ones that just really, some are there.
Some are like, yeah, some
I'm going to say that, but there's some that are literally don't have the money, but they have the time.
Right.
So they'll spend, they want to be early up in line and try to get an Audrey, get a you, get a Gary Baseman, get that
elusive James Jean.
Yeah. But all that is because some of them literally they just can't afford it. Right. They wouldn't be able to afford any of these artists at their full size and even at the minimum price of their work.
Right.
Couldn't afford it. So
yeah,
there is that too.
Yeah. So I mean, understandably so.
For sure, man. That's kind of what makes it all fun. But the social currency of it is really strong, right? Post-it show Instagrams is crazy. Just people sharing pictures and stuff. It's wild times.
Oh, really?
It's a very busy.
Do you use a specific hashtag for that show?
I don't post
just the post-it show.
Post-it show 15, post-it show 2019 type of thing. But they're heavy amount of posting. Man.
You should
it's heavy.
You should start when you do your show invites. You should recommend specific hashtags.
Because I think every year it's always like Post-it Show 2019 or something.
Because it Post-it Show or is it Post-it Note Show?
No, it's the word note. It's too long, man.
Post-it Show.
Yeah, I think it's Post-it Show.
Post-it Show.
Yeah.
Because hashtag Post-it Show should always be in there.
There's a lot,
hashtag Post-it Show.
There's
so
many photos every year.
2019.
Yeah, so many photos every year. It's kind of amazing.
I mean, yeah.
But I always tell the young artists, I'm like, don't do it for the money. Do it for the social currency. Get your shit in there and make good shit that people are going to share because they have to. It's just too good to ignore.
Yeah.
Even if you're of no name. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah. No.
Yeah.
Because
and then there are the dummies who are thinking financial without having a name. And they're just thinking, well, I'm only going to get whatever, it's $25 thing. And I'm only going to spend 20 minutes at the most because, you're going at the wrong way.
Right.
You're not ready for this yet. You're not ready for that attitude,
Right.
That attitude is earned over a decade of work at least.
Yeah.
You're not going to be able, you can't have that in one day.
No,
Sorry.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So I do get that. And I'm like, don't think of it that way. You're going to lose if you do that.
Right.
You're going to be the mofo that's going to make 20 and you're going to get 20 back.
Yep.
And I'm going to be like, nope.
No. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Well,
it's a tough one.
No, it is a tough one, and I think that, like, especially if you're a young artist and you get invited to be a part of such a show where you're going to have like some of like the bigger names of the scene,
Sure.
participating, and your work will be hung on the same walls
Sure.
as a James Jean,
Sure.
as an Aji Kawasaki, as a fucking Gary Baseman,
And with a heavy amount of eyes internationally, just people looking,
Yes.
like I have pictures.
Yes. People
like
are cramping
crazy.
up with it. Like, you want to fucking like next level that shit. It will fucking, you'll be doing yourself a favor by putting a lot of work into it.
I believe that.
So and I think that, like, I mean, yeah, like, okay, I did a couple of fucking Post-it notes a couple of years ago where I closed my eyes, tried drawing my character, and fucking
Yeah, but I think you probably have like almost like a 90+% sell rate of your Post-its, right?
Actually, I don't think I've ever gotten any of mine back.
I think I might have threw one away.
Oh, cool.
One of the ones that you were like, yeah, I don't know. I was just like, dude, no. I didn't throw it away though. But I'm saying is, there's like some. I was just like, this one is like, you can't be serious. So yeah, that one might have went like behind the counter or something. Where I was just like, I'm leaving this one here.
Was it? What? Don't tell me it was the I hate. No, you sold the I hate you one.
Everything's sold. I think that.
Remember that one was the one.
Yeah,
Sean
that's
had
sold.
the rec.
That's sold. Everything's sold.
And I do this like derpy like raccoon. It says I hate you. Because it had that picture of, like, it was this great paint. It's on my Instagram. Like,
and Candy Bolton just made a comment.
Oh, hey, Candy.
God, can you believe it? A female listens. Oh,
yes. High five.
Yes. Okay. Anyways, Candy Bolton. She's a great artist.
She is.
She said I always put hours into my Post-its. Haha.
Yes.
I'm just happy to be part of the show.
Nice. Actually, Candy is going to be at whatchamacallit?
Decon?
No, yeah, well, I think Candy's going to be at Decon, but she's actually also going to be doing Complex Con.
Oh my God, yeah, that's right, huh?
Yeah,
and she's going to be on this podcast, maybe.
And she's going to be on the podcast.
Yeah, lucky us. Yeah.
Probably one of our first like full female artists. Like, yeah, we had like Georgico, but like that was like a guy and a girl. But like, God. Like, what is wrong with us?
We're intimidating. A lot of testosterone here.
A lot of testosterone.
We have man candy.
We got the man candy.
Yeah, we've got man candy.
We got the man candy.
Yeah. Man candy, you can't have none.
How are we doing now?
We're good, man. Any other questions for anybody out there? You have just a moment to say something, but
so tell me about this upcoming show, Eric.
We couldn't think of a good name, so Revival became a fun name. Yeah.
Was that you or did someone?
It was me.
Okay.
And just thinking, like reviving pieces from the past type of thing that maybe I still have. And there's a lot of great pieces by great artists that are still, in the GR vault.
Yeah.
But then there's also pieces by artists, get this, who are bringing stuff in. Rob Sato gave me some stuff from his vault.
Really?
Peter Chan from his vault. His wife, Taylor Lee, she does sculptures, is bringing some. Godwin de Rosamel might be bringing stuff. Cozy and Dan bringing stuff.
Oh, wow.
So I have some artists bringing stuff. I didn't really make a call out and ask, but it's one of those things where I just kind of like, if I didn't have anything, and I was like, do you got anything? And it was sort of like that. But if I don't, it's just mostly the artists where I just, if I didn't have anything, I was like, well, I can get them involved.
Nice.
Yeah. But, if I have your stuff, like yours, Luke, I have some. So
yeah,
there'll be some. There'll be some stuff from like let's say the Hawaii show that people really didn't get to see.
Yeah.
I'll put that in here.
Nice.
So
nice.
there'll be stuff. Man.
Are you going to go down to the office and like?
Oh man, there's gonna be yes. Yeah, there's stuff.
Nice.
Yes, and I was even thinking, should I bring? I have one glow in the dark original Cause companion, glow in the dark figure that's just kind of like sitting around, and I was like, should I sell that and put that on the wall? It's from the vault. I don't mind selling it.
If you fucking...
I don't mind selling it. It's just, it's not art though. So, it's sort of like, eh.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
I mean, like, if you can be able to get the price that you want for it.
Yeah, I don't even know. So I'll have to figure that out. I'll have to ask one of the...
I mean, you can't like sell it at the highest flipper price, but you can sell it like a little bit lower than the highest flipper price.
I don't know. I was thinking maybe that because I particularly don't care about that one thing. And
yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. I hope it's not sticky.
I hope not either. Yeah.
Fucking final.
Yeah. Anyway, so yeah.
No, so okay,
So June, the enrolled agent just made a comment instead of a question, and he said, "There's a lot of talk about gangbangs."
just only one, just the world's biggest.
Yeah,
that's
we only go big. You know,
And
it's got to be 200s or more.
And Annabelle Chong, I hope you're doing good out there.
Yeah, I don't know who the one who beat her was.
No, I don't know. It was just some white girl.
Wow.
Just kidding. I love the white girls too. I love the white girls too.
My goodness. Anyways, so thanks for listening, you guys.
Yeah,
I think
thanks.
next week we'll be back on, maybe with a guest, maybe not.
Hopefully,
but probably
we'll
with.
see. Yeah.
And we'll talk to you then.
All right.
Yeah.
Robot and the bear. Robot and the bear. Robot